What is good, everybody? My name is SodaDrink, and today we're going to be playing some Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I don't want to spend too much time on an introduction, but I do have some things that I want to get out of the way before we get into this game. First, if you're not somebody who is into story-driven games, you might want to wait until I record and upload the battle and network modes. This game is very dialogue heavy. It's basically an interactive novel with a few moments of fighting. The second thing I wanted to get out of the way is I am not that familiar with the Persona universe, so if I react to a situation a weird way or I don't know some of the characters, don't hate me for it. And the third and final thing that I want to get out of the way is that I have this on auto read so that I don't have to constantly be interrupting the story, like the flow. I want you guys to be getting the same experience that I am getting. So I will not be talking during the dialogue. I'm gonna try and shut up through that, which, considering most of it is dialogue, you guys aren't gonna hear much from me until we get into the fighting parts. So again, if you're not into this sort of thing, I will be playing another game by Atlas, which is super underrated, by the way, of a game developing company, and one of my favorites besides Telltale and Bethesda. So yeah, just trust me, if you don't like this, I'll be playing another game. I'll also be playing the other modes. I want to do a lot of this game because I just got it yesterday, and honestly, it is one of my favorite fighting games, if not my favorite game ever made. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be starting a new story. I did test out the story mode just to see what I was getting myself into. So we are going to go back to the previous chapter, or I mean the previous prologue, and then go through that. So I will see you guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to split this up into episodes for my episodes or 15 to 30 minutes. I'm not entirely sure, but I will see you when we get into some combat.
So you will not require our assistance. Is that correct?
Very well. In that case, there is nothing more to be said. As for your presence here, this room is ordinarily only accessible to those bound by a contract. You are fated to refine your power. You will most definitely require our assistance, eventually. Until we meet again, farewell.
Ew,
Most
that guy's
intriguing.
disgusting.
Are you certain about this? Our domain is indivisible from the destiny of our guests. Nothing meaningless happens in this room.
So does that mean they're gonna have
which can
sex
only mean
in
that
this
the
room?
fate of our visitor
Because
just now will be...
if this becomes a hentai, I might need to
Pardon,
censor
I
some
spoke
shit.
out of turn. We are only allowed to watch over and assist those guests who are bound by the terms of the contract.
Indeed.
So, the young man Yu Narukami is tied to our recent guest's fate. I wonder what fate, or rather, encounter will await him. Yu Narukami. Now that's a guest who never ceases to amaze.
I also love that they took the time to animate the detail in the faces. Not a lot of interactive novels do that. Also, this game kind of reminds me of a certain anime series that I can't remember what it's called. It's got Mono Bear on it.
I had a hunch this was gonna happen.
Well, your hunch isn't getting us anywhere. What are we supposed to do? There's not a single open seat.
That's just how it goes at Juness during Golden Week. And on Children's Day at that. If it wasn't this busy, we'd be out of business by now.
Today's Children's Day?
Huh?
I should have brought Nanako.
That's what you're worried about?
Okay, so it's like a lot of animes where there's a group of people and they all have different personalities. I kind of like that. It makes it easy to relate to certain characters, and you know, you can kind of pick and choose your favorite ones.
Yo, Senpai! I got us some seats.
Ooh, good job, Kanji.
That's pretty impressive, Kanji. Especially for you.
Damn it, Ted! Leave the especially for you part out next time.
All right, break it up. No fighting, guys.
Let's go, Yukun.
Right.
I should also mention that I'm recording gameplay with an Elgato, and I am recording my commentary with the Turtle Beach headset.
So it's a great day out and,
Dude, I don't think this is the time for that.
well, how else should I start off? Look at the size of this crowd.
I'd say I made the right call showing up like this. If I came in my usual costume,
Oh yeah, I
the little
forgot.
kids
He
would be swarming my adorable bod.
he's a
Right
bear
along.
out of a TV.
Oh yes, I've seen how the
That's
children
kind of a
tear off
weird
your
thing
fur
to
from
say,
time to time.
my bod.
Wow! Are you being
Anyway.
nice to me, Yuki-chan? Has our love finally blossomed?
Huh? Of course
So,
it hasn't.
He's
Shot
our
down as
hopeless
always.
romantic.
It's because you never learn.
Well, let's get down to business. We didn't get to talk much yesterday after all.
So, like I mentioned, the narration is, or the voice acting is kind of cheesy, but that's to be expected with a game like this. It's still not as bad as Dragon
Don't
Ball
worry about the crowd.
Xenoverse.
Let's start the investigation team meeting anyway.
Yeah, though we are missing 2 people.
It's just not the same without our full roster of pretty girls. Oh, not only Rise-chan, but Nao-chan couldn't be here
Yeah,
either.
Teddy loves them
It's
bitches.
not like the other day, where we just lost contact with Rise.
Mm-hmm. She seems really busy. She said she had work during the holidays too. At least we got to talk to her yesterday.
Yeah, Nato-kun's job is keeping her busy too. I guess it's the same old for them.
Naoto-kun knew things about what happened that not even we did. Apparently she knew about Mitsuru-san and her friends from the start.
Thanks to her, though, we got some good information.
Okay,
Well
so
then,
for those
let's
of
get
you who
everyone up
don't
to
know what's
speed
going
what
on,
happened using that info.
I kind of got caught up by reading the manual, and all of these people got dragged into a television on a channel that forced them to fight amongst
What was
themselves.
it that started it all? Midnight Channel again, I guess. I thought I was dreaming.
And this
for a
is
good
what they're
chunk of it,
talking about.
so
They're kind
it's
of
not really hitting me.
paranoid that it's going to happen again. Okay, so it kind of switches in between the actual characters talking amongst each other, and then the thoughts of the character that we're playing as, and then the memories. And the memories kind of catch up people who aren't familiar with this, which is what I love. And there is such a great roster of characters. I think there's like 11 of them, and all of them are unique, which
So who exactly was it that put Labyrinth
kind of
on
helps
the
you
TV? And
pick a
why?
main.
At first, I thought the culprit was jealous of my popularity and tried to break us friends up.
Mm-hmm. But that wasn't
Okay,
it.
so Teddy
Their
is
goal
kind of
was
like
to
the weird
disrupt our hearts
character.
by making us fight each other, and then steal our personas.
You
after
always
they
gotta
returned
have
to
one
being
of those in the
shadows.
group.
Naoto said as much too.
I don't know. Turning them back to shadows and stealing them. That doesn't sound like something just anyone could pull off.
By the way, I am playing this on the console
We know
version,
for certain that
so
the
I
culprit
did
was using
get
that method to
the
try and
shadow
gather
characters
powerful
unlocked.
shadows.
Gathering shadows, huh? That's definitely not something any normal person would do.
And for those of you who don't know what personas are, they're basically creatures that help these characters fight each other. The reason why I'm not reading this stuff is because my brain reads quicker than I can talk, and the text is going super quick, For those of you who can't keep up, you can always just pause the video. Like, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Also, I'd like to mention, if you guys have any constructive criticism, anything that can make my recording experience better or your viewing experience better is always welcome on this channel. And I kind of want to make my channel focus just on anime games for now. But yeah, I've played this game one day so far, and I already feel like I know quite a bit about the combat. And I might be overstepping to say that I have gotten quite good in one day. There isn't much of a learning curve, but it is a lot of fun.
That reminds me. How are things inside the TV?
Oh yeah, by the way, Teddy is from the television. Now, I'm not sure if they're all over paranoid. I mean, if I got sucked into a television and was forced to fight, I'm not sure if they were strangers or friends before that, but I would be kind of traumatized from it and paranoid, so.
Oh, but,
Huh? But what? Quit mumbling and just spit it out.
it's hard to say for sure, but I sense these weird presences. They feel kind of like shadows, but not really.
Weird presences?
It kind of seems like he's
There's something strange
sort
in
of
there?
I don't
stumbling
really know.
around the question, like he
could it
hasn't
be?
really
The
answered
culprit, maybe?
Maybe, but
at all.
maybe not.
See? Like, why is he being so evasive? Ah, yeah, there you go. Evasive answer. Either he knows something, or he doesn't
How
know
would that
something.
make sense?
That's the
The
question.
culprit wasn't a Persona user, right?
He did say that he used Labrys because he couldn't enter the TV.
Oh, and
world
there's
himself.
one character in this game who can't use a persona. The only way he can use a persona is if he is in his shadow form. And they will either mention it or we will meet him eventually. I also love how there's this style of cutscenes, but there is also the full length, like, anime cutscenes.
So, wouldn't that mean this weird thing Ted's
Which
talking about can't
Atlas
be our
is
bad
sort
guy?
of famous for.
Or maybe the culprit can shove people into a TV even though he's not a Persona user.
I'm not sure, but I kind of think they are getting worked up over nothing at the moment.
There's one more thing that bothers me.
What is it?
It's something Naoto said.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I would kind of consider myself an otaku. I tried to set this on Japanese dialogue, like, for the whole thing, but it wouldn't let me, so. Just a random
So much we
disclaimer
don't
to get
know.
out of the way.
No matter what the culprit was trying to do,
I kind of wanted
he
to
was
make this
after us in the TV. I doubt this case will wrap itself up.
this sort of start
I agree.
video an introduction
Then does that
to
mean
me and my focus for this
Too bad
channel.
for Mitsuru-san, but we're gonna ignore her request not to get involved.
Ah, so the investigation team's back in business.
Yep. Feel a little bad doing this to Mitsuru-san, but we can't just leave this be. We can fight too. And heck, this is our town, so it's practically our duty to do this.
I should probably mention that all of these people are high school students too, by the way. In the manual it said they were in their third year of high school, which would put them in grade 11.
It had gotten so peaceful thanks to you guys.
I'm not sure
So
if
it's
it's too
decided.
early, but I think I might have my
We
main,
have to return
who
the
we
favor of
will
getting stuck with those
see
strange
later
other
on
things,
when we
too.
get into the combat.